They say you never forget the moment your life changes forever. For most people, it's a wedding, a birth, maybe winning the lottery. For me, it was finding a dying alien in my garage who handed me a device that could erase his entire species from existence, and he begged me to use it. What would you do if someone gave you the power to rewrite destiny itself? Because I had exactly 3 days to decide, and every choice led to someone dying. This is that story. Hey everyone, before we start, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for more amazing stories. Now, let's dive in. My name is Danny Cooper, and before everything happened, my biggest problem was fixing Mrs. Patterson's lawnmower. I ran a small repair shop in Millbrook, Arizona, a tiny desert town where nothing ever happened. Population 3,847. The kind of place where everyone knew your name, your business, and what you ate for breakfast. I was 28 years old, lived alone in my grandfather's old house on Cactus Road, and spent my days fixing toasters, radios, and occasionally a car engine. My shop was called Cooper's Fix-It, which my best friend Jake Martinez said was the most boring name in human history. You should call it something cool, Jake told me one Tuesday afternoon, leaning against my workbench, like the Repair Wizard or Fix Masters. I fix broken things, Jake. I'm not trying to win a marketing award. Jake worked at the grocery store across the street. He was the only person in Millbrook who actually enjoyed living here. Me, I was saving money to move somewhere bigger, somewhere things actually happened. My daily routine never changed. Wake up at 7, coffee at Murphy's, open the shop at 8, fix things until 6, dinner alone, sleep, repeat. Weekends were the same, except I closed at noon on Saturdays and stayed closed Sundays. The house I lived in was my grandfather's legacy. He died 2 years ago and left me everything. The house, the shop, and a garage full of tools and random junk he'd collected over 50 years. I kept meaning to clean out that garage, but I never found the time. Or maybe I just didn't want to face all those memories. My neighbor, Carol Henderson, was a retired teacher who baked pies every Thursday. She'd bring one over and ask if I was eating properly. "A young man needs more than microwave dinners, Danny," she'd say, even though I was almost 30. The other neighbor was Mr. Ellis Grant, a grumpy 70-year-old veteran who yelled at kids for walking on his grass. He barely spoke to anyone, including me. We had a mutual understanding. I didn't bother him, he didn't bother me. Life in Millbrook was predictable, safe, boring. Then came Thursday, October 12th. The day started like any other. Coffee at Murphy's, toast with butter. Rachel Murphy, who owned the diner, complained about her dishwasher making weird noises. I told her I'd stop by tomorrow to look at it. At the shop, I had 3 jobs: a broken radio for Tom Bradley, a laptop that wouldn't start for the local library, and Mrs. Patterson's lawnmower that kept dying mid-cut. Jake stopped by around lunch with sandwiches from the deli. "You see the meteor shower last night?" he asked, unwrapping his turkey sandwich. "There was a meteor shower? Dude, it was all over the news. Best one in 20 years. I watched it from my roof until like 2 in the morning. I was asleep by 9:30. Jake shook his head. "You're 28 going on 75. We ate in comfortable silence. Through the shop window, I could see Millbrook's main street, Peterson's Hardware, the post office, Murphy's Diner, Jake's grocery store, and the tiny library that doubled as town hall. "You ever think about leaving?" I asked. "Millbrook? Why would I leave? I got everything I need right here." "Exactly. Everything you need in a 6-block radius. Doesn't that feel small?" Jake shrugged. "Small isn't bad, Danny. Small is safe." After he left, I finished Mrs. Patterson's lawnmower around 4:30. The radio took another hour. The laptop needed a part I had to order, so I called Mrs. Chen at the library to let her know it'd be ready next week. I closed the shop at 6, like always, drove home, heated up leftover spaghetti, watched an old Western on TV. Around 9, I remembered I needed a screwdriver from the garage for tomorrow's jobs. My toolbox at the shop was missing the small flathead I preferred. The garage was detached from the house, sitting at the back of the property. I rarely went in there anymore. It smelled of old wood, motor oil, and memories. I pushed open the side door and flicked on the light. That's when my ordinary life ended. At first, I thought someone had broken in. The back section of the garage, behind my grandfather's Chevy, looked disturbed. Boxes were knocked over, tools scattered across the concrete floor. Then I saw the glow. A soft blue light, pulsing gently, coming from behind the car. My heart started pounding. I grabbed a wrench from the workbench, even though I had no idea what I'd do with it. "Hello?" My voice cracked. "Someone in here?" The blue light pulsed brighter. I moved slowly around the Chevy, wrench raised, ready to run. What I found wasn't a burglar. It was something impossible.
It had 2 large eyes, completely black, no pupils, no nose that I could see, a small mouth that opened and closed slowly, like it was struggling to breathe. My brain couldn't process it. This wasn't real. This couldn't be real. The creature's head turned toward me, those black eyes focused on my face. "Please." The voice came from everywhere and nowhere. I wasn't hearing it with my ears. It was inside my head. "Please, help." I dropped the wrench. It clanged on the concrete, impossibly loud. What are you?" I whispered. The creature's hand moved from its side, reaching toward me. In its palm was a small device, about the size of a smartphone, glowing the same soft blue as before. "Take it," the voice said in my mind. "You must take it." I didn't move, couldn't move. Every instinct screamed at me to run, to get out of the garage, to call someone. But who? The police? And tell them what? The creature's breathing became more labored. The blue blood was spreading across the floor. "I'm dying," the voice said, clearer now. "Minutes, maybe less. You must take the device. You must understand." "Understand what?" My voice was shaking. "My name, Kale, from Veros, star system you call Andromeda. I crashed your desert, 3 miles north. Ship damaged, cannot repair, cannot go home." The device in its palm pulsed brighter. "This destiny key, it can change everything, rewrite what was written. I came to Earth to hide it. They cannot find it. They cannot—" Kale's body shuddered. More blue blood leaked out. Against every bit of common sense I had, I stepped closer, knelt down. The blue blood was warm. I could feel heat radiating from it. "Who can't find it?" I asked. "The collectors. They destroyed my world, took my people. I escaped with this. Only one left of my kind, last of Veros." Kale's hand trembled, pushing the device toward me. "Why me? Why here?" "Random, luck, fate, does not matter. You found me. You must choose." "Choose what?" Kale's black eyes seemed to grow darker, deeper. "Destiny key holds one rewrite, one change to timeline, can undo anything. I want to save my people, save Veros, but—" The creature's breathing stopped. For a terrifying second, I thought it was dead. Then it started again, shallower. "But if I undo their destruction, collectors will come here instead. Earth, your world, will burn like mine did. Cannot save both, cannot save anyone." My hands were shaking. "So you want me to, what? Decide whether to save your planet or mine?" "No." Kale's mental voice was getting quieter. I want you to choose nothing. Destroy device. Break cycle. Let destiny stay written. Let me be last of my kind. Let your world stay safe. I am too weak to do it myself, too tempted to save them. Kale's hand pressed the device into mine. It was cold like ice, but the blue glow was warm. 3 days, Kale whispered in my mind. Device activates in 3 days. October 15th, midnight. If you do nothing, it destroys itself. Safe. But if you use it, choose carefully. Every choice has cost. Wait, I don't understand. No time. They are coming. The collectors. Tracked me here. Will arrive 3 days. Must hide device. Must hide you. Cannot let them. Kale's body jerked violently. The black eyes went dim. Kale? No response. The creature, Kale, went completely still. I sat there on the cold garage floor, holding an alien device next to an alien corpse, and my brain just stopped working. This wasn't happening. This was a dream, a hallucination, maybe carbon monoxide leak in the garage. But the device in my hand was real, solid, cold, glowing, and Kale wasn't breathing anymore. I don't know how long I sat there. Could have been seconds, could have been an hour. Finally, my survival instincts kicked in. I had a dead alien in my garage. I had an alien device in my hand, and apparently something called the collectors were coming in 3 days. I needed help. I needed to tell someone. But who would believe me? I stumbled out of the garage, clutching the device in my hand, and immediately threw up in the bushes. When I was done, I leaned against the house wall, breathing hard, trying to think. Call 911? And say what? Hi, there's a dead alien in my garage and I have a magic destiny device? They'd think I was crazy or drunk or both. Call Jake? He was my best friend, but he'd never believe this. Nobody would. I looked down at the device, the destiny key. It had stopped glowing. Now it just looked like a smooth black rectangle with blue symbols etched into its surface, symbols that seemed to move when I wasn't looking directly at them. I went inside the house, locked every door and window, and sat at the kitchen table, put the device down, stared at it. Maybe Kale was wrong. Maybe this was all some kind of mistake. Maybe I could just ignore it, put it in a drawer, forget about it. But Kale's words echoed in my mind. They are coming. I picked up the device again. The moment my skin touched it, the symbols flared, blue symbols, and images flooded my mind. I saw Veros, Kale's world, a planet with purple skies and golden cities that floated above vast oceans. I saw millions of people, aliens like Kale, living, laughing, building, creating. Then I saw them burn. The collectors weren't people, they were machines, massive ships that blotted out the sun. They didn't invade, they harvested, took everything, resources, technology, life itself, left nothing but ash. And then I saw Earth, saw the same ships arriving here, saw our cities burning, saw everyone I knew, Jake, Carol, Mr. Grant, Rachel Murphy, screaming as the collectors tore everything apart. I dropped the device. The visions stopped. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold them still. This was real. All of it was real. I spent the entire night sitting at that table staring at the destiny key, trying to figure out what to do. By morning, I'd made a decision. I'd bury the device, hide it somewhere the collectors could never find it. Let it destroy itself in 3 days like Kale said. Keep Earth safe. But first, I needed to deal with Kale's body. I called the shop and left a message on the answering machine that I was sick and wouldn't open today. Then I went back to the garage. Kale was still there, still dead, still impossible. I found an old tarp and carefully wrapped the body. It was lighter than I expected, maybe 80 pounds. I carried it to the Chevy and put it in the trunk. I'd drive out to the desert, bury the body where nobody would find it,
then bury the device separately. Problem solved. I was loading a shovel into the car when Jake's voice called out from behind me. "Danny, what are you doing?" I nearly jumped out of my skin, spun around. Jake was standing at the garage entrance holding 2 coffee cups from Murphy's. "Jake, what are you—" "I didn't hear you come in." "Garage door was open. Brought you coffee. You sounded weird on your message. Wanted to check on you." He looked at the Chevy, the shovel, my face. "You okay, man? You look terrible." "I'm fine. Just cleaning out the garage. Finally doing it." Jake glanced around. "At 7 in the morning? On a Friday?" "Yeah, I couldn't sleep. Figured I'd get an early start." Jake set the coffee cups on the workbench, walked closer to the Chevy. "What's in the trunk?" "Nothing, just old junk, stuff from my grandfather." "You're acting super weird, Danny." "I'm not." Jake reached for the trunk handle. "Don't!" I shouted, louder than I meant to. Jake froze, looked at me with an expression I'd never seen before. Suspicion, maybe fear. "What's going on?" he asked quietly. I could lie, tell him it was personal, tell him to leave. Or I could tell him the truth. Show him Kale, show him the device. Get help from the one person in the world who might not immediately think I was insane. The device was in my pocket. It grew warm against my leg like it was waiting for my decision. "Jake," I said slowly, "if I show you something completely impossible, do you promise not to run away screaming?" "Jake, you're scaring me." "I know. I'm scared too, but I need help. I can't do this alone." Jake stared at me for a long moment, then nodded. "Okay, show me." I opened the trunk. Jake looked inside, saw the tarp-wrapped body. Is that a person? Danny, did you kill someone?" "No, just let me unwrap it. You need to see." I pulled back the tarp, revealing Kale's gray face, black eyes, the blue blood staining the fabric. Jake didn't scream, didn't run. He just stood there, mouth open, staring. What is that?" "An alien. His name was Kale. He crashed in the desert last night, came here to hide this." I pulled out the destiny key. "And to warn me that others are coming, collectors, in 2 days." Jake looked from Kale to the device to me. "This is a joke. This has to be a joke." "Touch the device." "What?" "Just touch it. You'll understand." Jake hesitated, then reached out and brushed his fingers against the destiny key. His eyes went wide. I knew he was seeing the same visions I had. Varos, the collectors, Earth burning. He jerked his hand back. "Oh my God! Oh my God!" "Now you believe me?" Jake sat down hard on an old crate. "We need to call someone. The government, the military, someone who can handle this." "And tell them what?" "They'll take the device. They'll study it, maybe try to use it, and the collectors will definitely find it then." "So what do we do?" I looked at Kale's body, at the destiny key, at my best friend's terrified face. Kale said to destroy it, let it self-destruct in 2 days, keep Earth safe. "But what about his planet, all those people?" "Already dead, Jake. Happened a long time ago, according to the visions. We can't save them." Jake stood up, pacing. "But we could. That's what the device does, right? Rewrite destiny. We could save Varos and Earth." "Kale said it only works once, one rewrite. We use it to save Varos. The collectors come here instead." "There has to be another way, some loophole." The device pulsed in my hand, warm, waiting. "Maybe there is," I said quietly, "but we only have 2 days to find it." We buried Kale that afternoon in the desert, 3 miles north of town where he said his ship crashed. We found it, or what was left of it, a crater 50 feet wide, pieces of silver metal scattered everywhere, still warm to the touch. "We should tell someone," Jake said, standing at the edge of the crater. "This is bigger than us, Danny." "We tell someone, they take the device. We lose control of what happens next." "Maybe that's better. Let the experts handle it." I thought about that, about military scientists studying the destiny key, about governments fighting over who got to use it, about some general or politician making the choice instead of us. "No," I said. "Kale gave it to me. That means something. We covered the crater with brush and rocks, making it look natural, marked it with GPS on my phone, then drove back to town. That night, Jake and I sat in my kitchen with the destiny key on the table between us and my grandfather's old laptop open.
Okay, Jake said, let's think logically. The device can rewrite one event in history, right? That's what Cale said. So we need to find the exact moment to change, something that saves both Varos and Earth. How? Jake started typing. When did the collectors destroy Varos? I touched the device, focused. The visions came easier this time, like the key was learning to communicate with me. 200 years ago, calendar 1825. And when did the collectors first appear in the universe? I focused harder. Images flickered through my mind. Ancient histories, cosmic timelines, civilizations rising and falling. Thousands of years. They've been harvesting worlds for, I can't even measure it, forever. So we can't prevent them from existing too far back. Jake rubbed his face. What if we rewrite the moment they decided to target Varos? Then they target another planet instead. We just move the problem. What if we rewrite the moment Cale escaped, make it so he never came to Earth? Then the collectors already found the device. They'd have it right now. We went in circles for hours. Every solution created new problems. Save Varos, doom Earth. Destroy the collectors completely? Who knows what other consequences that creates? The universe was too big, too complicated. Around midnight, Jake's phone rang. His mom, asking where he was. I gotta go, he said, standing. But Danny, we can't just sit on this. We need to do something. After he left, I sat alone with the destiny key. I don't know what to do, I whispered to it. Cale asked me to destroy you, said it was safer. But how can I destroy the only chance to save an entire planet? The device pulsed, warm in my hand. Then something new happened. The symbols on the surface rearranged themselves, formed words, English words. Ask the right question. I almost dropped it. You can communicate? Like actually talk? Limited. Energy reserves low. Ask. Ask what? What is destiny? I stared at the glowing words. I don't understand. Destiny is not fixed, not one path. Many paths, many choices. Key does not rewrite. Key reveals. Reveals what? The path not taken. My heart was racing. So you don't change history? You just show alternative timelines? Show and choose. One moment, one different choice, creates new branch. Old branch ends, new branch begins. But Cale said, Cale understood partially. Cale afraid of choice, easier to destroy than choose. I sat back. This changed everything. So, if I use you to save Varos, what happens to this timeline, to Earth right now? This timeline ends. New timeline begins. In new timeline, Varos saved, but Earth fate unknown, depends on choice made. That's exactly what Cale warned about. The collectors come here instead. Only if you choose badly. Choose wisely, both can survive. How? How do I choose wisely? The device went dark. No more words. Hey, come back. Tell me how. Nothing. I tried touching it, focusing, pleading. The destiny key stayed silent. I didn't sleep that night, just sat at the kitchen table, thinking. By morning, I'd realized something important. I was over my head, way over. I was a repair shop owner from a tiny town. I fixed toasters. I wasn't qualified to make decisions about alien technology and cosmic destiny. But I was the only option.
Around 8 a.m., there was a knock at my door. I opened it expecting Jake. It was Carol Henderson, my neighbor, holding a pie. "Morning, Danny. Brought you some apple—" "Goodness, you look awful. Are you sick?" "Just didn't sleep well." "Well, you need to eat properly. I'll just put this in your kitchen." "Actually, Carol, now's not a great time." She was already walking past me toward the kitchen, where the destiny key was sitting on the table. I rushed after her. "Carol, really, I'm fine. You don't need to—" She stopped, stared at the device. "What's that?" "Nothing, just something I'm working on." Carol set down the pie, walked closer to the table, reached out toward the key. "Don't touch it." Too late. Her fingers brushed the surface. Her eyes went wide. She gasped, stumbled backward. I caught her before she fell. "Carol? Carol, are you okay?" She looked at me with tears streaming down her face. "I saw my husband, Thomas. He died 15 years ago, but I saw him, young, healthy, smiling at me." "Oh no. Carol, I can explain. That device, it's not from here, is it? Not from Earth?" I couldn't lie, not to Carol, after she'd seen the visions. "No," I admitted, "it's not." Carol wiped her tears. "What does it do?" I told her everything. Kale, Varos, the collectors, the choice I had to make. When I finished, Carol sat down heavily in a chair. "So, you could bring back my Thomas?" she asked quietly. "Maybe, if that's the moment I chose to rewrite. But Carol, it would erase this timeline. Everything that happened after his death would be gone. Including you? Including everyone. It would be a completely new timeline." Carol looked at the destiny key. "Do you know what choice you're going to make?" "No. I have one more day to decide." She stood up, hugged me tight. "Whatever you choose, Danny, make it count. Don't waste it. Something this powerful, this important, it deserves a worthy choice." After she left, I realized the situation had changed again. 3 people knew about the key now. Me, Jake, and Carol. How many more would find out before the 2 days were up? And how many of them would want me to make a choice that benefited them? Jake showed up an hour later with research printed from the library. "Okay, I've been thinking about this all night. The collectors, they have to have a weakness. Everything has a weakness."
They're machines, Jake. Ancient, powerful machines that harvest entire planets. So, machines break. Machines have off switches. He pointed at one of the papers. "I found this article about theoretical physics, temporal paradoxes. If we rewrite the right moment, we could create a paradox that destroys the collectors completely." I looked at the article. It was way over my head. Equations and theories I didn't understand. "Jake, that's not how the key works. It doesn't create paradoxes. It creates new timelines." Says who? An alien who admitted he didn't fully understand it? He had a point. The destiny key sat on the table, silent, dark. "Let me try something," Jake said. He touched the device. This time he was ready for the visions, closed his eyes, concentrated. After a minute he pulled back. "I saw my dad." Jake's father left when he was 7. I'd known Jake since high school. He never talked about his dad. The key showed me the moment he left. I could change that, make him stay. "Jake." I know, new timeline. This version of me disappears. But maybe that other Jake, with the dad, maybe his life is better. Or maybe it's worse. You don't know. Jake slumped in his chair. "This thing is dangerous. Not because of what it can do, but because of what it makes you want to do." A knock at the door interrupted us. This time it was Mr. Grant, my grumpy neighbor. "Cooper, need to talk." "Mr. Grant, I'm kind of busy. Carol told me about the alien device, about the choice." I shot a look at Jake. "Carol told you?" "She's worried about you. So am I." Mr. Grant pushed past me into the house, saw the destiny key on the table. His expression didn't change. "That it?"
Yes. Can I touch it? I wanted to say no, but something in Mr. Grant's eyes stopped me. Go ahead. He placed one weathered hand on the device, stood perfectly still for 30 seconds, then pulled away. Vietnam, he said quietly. That's what it showed me. The day my unit walked into that ambush. Lost 12 men. Boys, really. Younger than you. Mr. Grant, I'm sorry. Could you change it? Could you save them? Maybe, if that's the moment I chose. Mr. Grant nodded slowly. But you'd erase everything that came after. My wife, my kids, my whole life. Yes. He looked at me with more emotion than I'd ever seen from him. Don't waste it on the past, son. The past is gone. Whatever you do with that thing, make it matter for the future. After he left, I sat down heavily. 3 people in one day, I said. How long before the whole town knows? Does it matter? Jake asked. You're the only one who can use it. But I wasn't so sure about that anymore. That afternoon, I started noticing things. Cars I didn't recognize parked on my street. People walking past my house who weren't from Millbrook. A white van with tinted windows at the end of the block. Jake, I think we're being watched. He looked out the window. By who? I don't know. But Cale said the collectors were coming in 3 days. That's tomorrow. What if they're already here? We spent the rest of the day preparing. Locked all the doors, closed all the curtains. Jake went home to get supplies. Flashlights, batteries, camping gear, his dad's old hunting rifle. I've never shot anyone, he admitted when he got back. Hopefully you won't have to. That night I couldn't sleep. Kept thinking about all the people the key had shown me. Cale's world burning. Jake's father leaving. Carol's husband dying. Mr. Grant's soldiers in Vietnam. So many broken things. So many moments that could be changed. But only one that would be. Around 2 a.m. I heard something outside. A soft humming sound, like electricity, but deeper. I went to the window, peeked through the curtains. The white van was still there, but now its doors were open, and 3 figures were walking towards my house. They looked human, dressed in black suits, but something about the way they moved wasn't right. Too smooth, too precise. I ran to Jake's room, shook him awake. They're here. Who? I don't know, but they're coming to the house. We grabbed everything important, the Destiny key, Jake's rifle, my phone, and went out the back door. Got in my truck, started driving. Where are we going? Jake asked. The desert, the crash site. It's remote. We can hide there. What if they follow us? Then we run somewhere else. We drove with no headlights, using the moonlight to navigate the desert roads. In the rearview mirror, I saw headlights, following us, getting closer. They're catching up, Jake said. I know. The truck wasn't fast enough. The followers had better vehicles, military grade maybe. Danny, we need to use the key right now. Rewrite this moment. Make it so they never find us. That's not how it works. Then what good is it? The headlights behind us were close now. So close I could see it wasn't a car. It was something else. Something that hovered above the ground. That's not human, I whispered. The Destiny key in my pocket suddenly blazed hot. So hot I yelped and pulled it out. It was glowing brighter than I'd ever seen. The symbols were moving fast, rearranging, forming new words. 24 hours remaining. Collectors have arrived. Choice must be made. Tomorrow's the deadline? October 15th, midnight? We're not going to make it to midnight if they catch us now. The hovering vehicle behind us fired something, a beam of light that hit the ground next to the truck, melted the dirt to glass. They're shooting at us, Jake screamed. I swerved. The truck fishtailed. We were going too fast for this terrain.
Another beam. This one hit the truck's back panel. Metal screamed. The whole vehicle shuddered. We're going to crash! I saw it ahead, the crater where Cale's ship had landed. If I could reach it, maybe there was something there, some technology, some weapon? The truck hit a rock, lost control. We went spinning, rolling, the world turning upside down. Then everything went black. I woke up hanging upside down. The truck was on its roof. My head throbbed.
Blood dripped from somewhere on my forehead into my eyes. "Jake?" My voice came out weak. "Here." He was next to me, also upside down, struggling with his seatbelt. "I'm okay. You?" "Alive." The destiny key had fallen to the ceiling, now the floor of the truck. Still glowing, still waiting. Outside, I heard footsteps, multiple sets, crunching on the desert sand. "They're here," Jake whispered. The truck door was ripped off, just torn away like paper. A figure bent down to look inside. It looked human, a woman in a black suit, but the eyes were wrong, completely silver, reflective like mirrors. "Daniel Cooper," she said. Her voice was perfectly calm, emotionless. "That is what you call us, the collectors. We are one mind, one purpose." She reached into the truck, her hand moved through the metal like it wasn't there, grabbed my arm, pulled me out effortlessly. Jake tried to fight. Another collector, this one looked like a man in a suit, grabbed him the same way. They sat us on the sand. 3 collectors stood around us. All looked human. All had those terrible silver eyes. "The destiny key," the woman collector said, holding out her hand. "I don't have it." "You have it in the vehicle. We can sense it. Do not lie to the collective." One of them reached into the truck, pulled out the key. My heart sank. It was over. But when the collector touched the device, something unexpected happened. The key blazed white-hot. The collector screamed, actually screamed, and dropped it. Where the device had touched its hand, the skin was burned black. The key fell to the sand, glowing brighter than ever. "Impossible," the woman collector said. "The key has bonded. It has chosen its bearer." "What does that mean?" I asked. "It means only you can touch it now. Only you can use it. No one else." She looked at me with those silver eyes. Clever. Cale was clever. Made sure we could not take it, even if we found him. "You killed Cale?" I asked. "Cale killed himself, crashed his ship rather than let us capture him. But we tracked the key's energy signature here, to you. You do not understand what you hold, human. That is not a tool. It is a weapon." "Weapon?" The collector nodded. "The destiny key was created by the Verosians as a last defense. When we came to harvest their world, they thought they could use it to erase us from history. But they failed. Do you know why?" I shook my head. "Because the key cannot destroy. It can only create. Every timeline is real. Every choice spawns a new universe. Use the key to save Varos. You create a universe where they live. But this universe, your universe, continues. And in your universe, Varos is still destroyed. Earth is still next." "That's not what the key told me," I said. "It said old timelines end." "From your perspective, yes. You move to the new timeline, leave the old one behind. But the old timeline continues without you. Everyone you know, everyone you love, stays in that doomed universe while you jump to a new one." My blood ran cold. No, that can't be right. The key showed you what you wanted to see, gave you hope. Hope makes humans compliant, obedient. The collector knelt down, face level with mine. "There is no winning, Daniel Cooper. Use the key, you abandon your universe to its fate. Do not use it. The key self-destructs at midnight, and we harvest Earth as planned. Either way, we win." Jake spoke up. "Why not just kill us and take the planet now?" "We could, but the key's self-destruction will release an energy pulse that enhances the harvest tenfold. We gain more by waiting, so we wait."
The collector stood. "You have until midnight. Make your choice. Save another universe's Varos if you wish, or save another universe's Earth, or choose nothing and let us take everything. We do not care. We are patient, eternal. The collective always wins." They walked away, back to their hovering vehicle. Just left us there in the desert with the truck and the key. "Why didn't they kill us?" Jake asked. "Because they don't need to. We're not a threat." I picked up the destiny key. It was warm again, comfortable in my hand. "They want me to use this, want me to jump to another timeline." "Why?" "Because I'm the only one who knows about them coming. If I leave this timeline, no one warns Earth. They can harvest the planet with no resistance." Jake's face went pale. "So if you use the key to save yourself, you doom everyone here." "Yeah." We sat in silence. The sun was rising over the desert. In 24 hours, it would be midnight, the deadline. Maybe the collectors are lying. Maybe using the key does end this timeline completely. Maybe. But what if they're telling the truth? What if I jump to a new universe and leave everyone behind to die? Then you make sure the new universe is worth it. Save billions instead of millions. Make the math work. I looked at my best friend. "How can you be so calm about this?"
"Because I'm not the one who has to choose. You are. And I trust you, Danny. Whatever you decide, I know it'll be the right thing." But I didn't trust myself. I was a repair shop owner. I fixed toasters. And now I had to decide the fate of entire universes. We walked back to Millbrook as the sun rose higher. The town looked peaceful, normal. People going about their Friday morning routines, completely unaware that by tomorrow night, they'd all be dead. Unless I did something. But what? We reached town around 9 a.m. My house was surrounded by police cars. "They think we're missing," Jake said. "The truck crash, our phone's not working." Sheriff Martinez, Jake's uncle, spotted us, ran over. "Jake, Danny, where have you been? Your truck was found flipped in the desert." "We're okay," Jake said. "Just an accident. We walked back." "You walked? That's 15 miles. "We're fine, really." Sheriff Martinez looked suspicious, but let it go. "Get yourselves checked at the clinic. That's an order." We went to the clinic. Doc Harris looked us over, declared us bruised but unbroken, and sent us home with ice packs and advice to rest. I couldn't rest. Didn't have time. In my kitchen, I spread out everything I knew. The destiny key, the collector's words, Cale's warning, Carol's question, Mr. Grant's advice. "There has to be an answer," I muttered. "Some choice that works." Jake was researching on his phone. "What if you don't choose a past moment? What if you choose a future one?" "What do you mean?" "The key can rewrite any moment in time, right? Not just the past? What if you use it to rewrite tomorrow, the moment the collectors arrive? Make it so they never come to Earth?" I touched the key, asked it, "Can I rewrite a future moment?" The symbols shifted. "Yes, but future is uncertain. Many paths, difficult to target." Could I rewrite the moment when the collectors decide to harvest Earth? Collective decision made long ago. Earth scheduled for harvest. Cannot change decision already made. What about the moment they arrive? Could I make them arrive somewhere else? Possible, but they will detect timeline shift, will adapt, will arrive anyway, later, same result. Jake read over my shoulder. "This thing is useless. Every solution has a loophole." I was about to give up when Carol knocked on the door. She came in carrying a box of old books. "I've been thinking about your problem all night. Went through Thomas's old library. He was a philosophy professor, loved puzzles and paradoxes. I thought maybe these could help." The books were about logic,
ethics, philosophy. One was called The Trolley Problem and Other Moral Dilemmas. "I don't see how philosophy helps against alien machines," Jake said. But Carol opened the book. "Sometimes the answer isn't in the problem itself, it's in reframing the question. You're asking, which timeline do I save? But maybe that's the wrong question. What's the right question? What is the destiny key really? Why were the Verosians created?" I touched the key. "Why were you created?" "To preserve choice, to ensure free will. Verosians believed, destiny not predetermined. Every being deserves chance to choose differently." "So you're not a weapon," I said slowly. "You're what? A tool for second chances?" "Correct. Second chance, different choice, new path." Carol smiled. "Don't you see? The collectors told you the key was a weapon that failed. But what if it succeeded? Not in destroying them, but in preserving choice despite them." "I don't understand." "The Verosians couldn't stop the collectors, but they could ensure their story didn't end, that somewhere, in some timeline, they lived. They made different choices. They survived." Carol touched the key gently. No visions this time, just contact. "You're not choosing which universe lives, Danny. You're choosing which choice gets a second chance." Something clicked in my mind. The collectors said every timeline is real. Every choice spawns a new universe. "Right," Jake said. "So using the key doesn't erase this timeline, it creates a new one. Which means Earth in this timeline is still doomed. The collectors still harvest it." Carol nodded. "Unless you're not here to stop them." "How can I stop them? They're machines, ancient, powerful." "You can't stop them," Carol agreed, "but you could warn Earth, give people time to prepare, to fight, to run." "I tried that. I told you. Told Jake. Told Mr. Grant. 3 people, in a town of 3,000, in a world of 8 billion. How do I warn everyone before midnight?" Jake grabbed his phone. "Social media. We post everything. The collectors, the key, the crash site. Make it go viral." "No one will believe us. They'll think it's a hoax." "Maybe, but some will investigate. Some will find the crash site, find evidence. And when the collectors arrive, at least some people will be ready." It was a long shot, a desperate plan. But it was something. We spent the next 6 hours documenting everything. Took photos of the Destiny Key, videos of it glowing, recorded the collectors' words, drove back to the crash site and filmed the crater, the alien metal, the burn marks from their weapons. Jake posted it everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Reddit, YouTube, TikTok, every platform he could find. Within an hour, we had responses. Most called it fake, a hoax, good special effects. But some believed. Some asked questions. Some shared the posts. By late afternoon, we had 10,000 views. By evening, 100,000. News outlets started picking it up. Internet hoax or real alien warning. Most treated it as entertainment, but some sent reporters to Millbrook. Sheriff Martinez wasn't happy. "Danny, what are you doing? You're causing a panic." "I'm telling the truth." "The truth? About aliens and destiny devices? You sound insane." "Then investigate the crash site yourself. Bring a team, see what you find."
He did. Took 3 deputies and a news crew from the local station. They found the crater, the metal, the evidence. By 10 p.m., Millbrook was swarming with people, scientists, reporters, military personnel, conspiracy theorists, everyone. The collectors were going to get their harvest, but Earth would be fighting back. "It's not enough," I said, watching the chaos from my window. "Even with warning, they'll still destroy us." "Then use the key," Carol said quietly. She'd stayed with us all day. "Make a different choice. Save someone." "Who?" "I don't know, but you have 3 hours to decide." The Destiny Key pulsed in my hand, warm, waiting. 3 hours until midnight. 3 hours until everything ended. Or began. At 11 p.m., the collectors returned. Their hovering vehicle landed in the middle of Millbrook's main street, right in front of Murphy's Diner. Hundreds of people watched, news cameras recording, military personnel with weapons raised, civilians frozen in fear. The 3 collectors stepped out, the woman, the man, and a third I hadn't seen before, taller, with gold eyes instead of silver. "Daniel Cooper," the gold-eyed one said. Its voice echoed across the entire town. "Come forward." Jake grabbed my arm. "Don't! It's a trap!" "I have to." "Danny, they're here for me, for the key. If I don't go, they'll hurt people." I walked out of my house, down the street. The crowd parted. I could hear Carol crying somewhere behind me. The collectors stood waiting. "You warned them," the gold-eyed one said. "The humans. Clever. Futile, but clever. They have a right to know they're about to die. Death is not the end. It is transition. Harvesting is not cruelty. It is purpose. We return energy to the universe, complete the cycle. Without us, the cosmos would choke on stagnant matter. That's just what you tell yourselves to justify murder." The collector tilted its head. "You use the word murder. Interesting. Do you murder the wheat when you harvest it? Do you murder the tree when you take its fruit? We're not wheat, we're people. To us, the distinction is meaningless. All matter serves the collective, eventually." The collector looked at the key in my hand. 30 minutes remain. Have you decided? I have questions first. Ask. If I use the key to save Varos, create a new timeline where they survive, what happens to the collectors in that timeline? We exist in all timelines. We will eventually find that Varos, harvest it. All timelines converge to the same end. Then what's the point? Why create the key at all? Hope, the collector said simply. The Varosians died hoping. That is their legacy. Hope that delayed the inevitable. You're saying there's no way to win, no choice that saves anyone permanently? Correct. The collective is eternal, unstoppable, inevitable. You may delay, you may run to other timelines, but we will always come. The harvest never ends. My hand tightened on the key. Then I choose nothing. I let it self-destruct, deny you the energy boost. Acceptable. We harvest Earth tonight instead of tomorrow. Same result. You'll face resistance now. The military is here. People know about you. The collector looked at the soldiers, the weapons, the cameras. Resistance is irrelevant. It raised one hand. Every electronic device in town died. Phones, cameras, car engines, the power grid, everything. The town went dark. Then the screaming started. "Stop!" I shouted. "Leave them alone!" "Use the key or watch them die. Choose." I looked at the destiny key, glowing in my hand, waiting for my choice. I could save Varos, jump to a timeline where an entire alien civilization survived, billions of lives, but leave Earth here to die. I could save Earth, rewrite some moment that prevented the collectors from coming, but the key said they'd adapt, arrive anyway. I could save someone specific, Carol's husband, Jake's father, Mr. Grant's soldiers, small victories in a losing war. Or I could destroy the key, accept defeat, die with my planet. 10 minutes, the collector said. The screaming got louder. Whatever they were doing to the town, it was getting worse. Then I heard Jake's voice. "Danny, the key's message. Remember what it said?" "What?" "About destiny, about revealing paths not taken. Ask it." I held up the key. "Show me the path I haven't considered." The device blazed white, symbols rearranged faster than ever. One path remains, untaken, unseen, dangerous. "Show me!" A vision flooded my mind. Not of the past, not of other timelines, but of something else. I saw the destiny key itself,
saw its creation on Varos 200 years ago, saw Varosian scientists building it not as a weapon, but as a message to the future. The key wasn't meant to rewrite one moment. It was meant to preserve one memory. "I understand," I whispered. 5 minutes, the collector said. I held the destiny key above my head, spoke loudly so everyone could hear. Even though the cameras were dead, the people of Millbrook needed to witness this. "You're right. I can't stop you, can't save everyone, can't rewrite destiny in a way that matters permanently. Then accept the inevitable. No, I choose the one thing you can't harvest, the one thing that exists outside timelines, outside the collective's reach. There is nothing beyond our reach. Memory," I said, "the memory of resistance, of hope, of people who refused to surrender even when facing the inevitable." I crushed the destiny key in my hand. It didn't explode, didn't self-destruct. Instead, it released. A wave of pure energy burst from the device, not destructive, not harmful, just information. Every person in Millbrook saw visions, saw Varos burning, saw the collectors harvesting world after world, saw Kale's escape, saw my choice. But they also saw something else. They saw every timeline, every choice the Quiche ever witnessed, every moment of resistance across 1,000 worlds, every species that had fought the collectors, even knowing they'd lose.
"What have you done?" the collector demanded. I turned the key into what it was always meant to be, not a weapon, a witness, a record of defiance that can't be harvested or erased because it lives in memory, in story, in the act of refusing to forget. The energy waves spread beyond Millbrook. I could feel it, moving faster than light, touching minds across the planet, then across the solar system, then beyond. Every sentient being in the universe suddenly knew the collectors were coming, knew they'd lost before, knew they'd lose again, but also knew they could choose to fight anyway. "You have doomed your species," the collector said. "Spread panic across the cosmos. The collective will harvest you first for this." "Probably," I agreed, "but now everyone knows you exist, knows you're not inevitable. You're just very, very old machines that can be fought. Maybe not beaten, but fought." The collectors stood silent for a long moment. Then they vanished. The hovering vehicle lifted, disappeared into the night sky. The power came back on. Phones worked again. The screaming stopped. I collapsed to my knees. The destiny key in my hand was now just a piece of black metal, empty, powerless. But its message was out there, in every mind that had witnessed it, including mine. 3 months later, Earth was different. Not saved, not doomed, just aware. The collective's message had reached every corner of the planet. Scientists confirmed it. Governments couldn't deny it. The harvest was real. The timeline was uncertain. Could be years, could be decades, but it was coming. Humanity responded the way humanity always does, with chaos, then coordination. Some people panicked, some gave up, but most chose to fight back. The United Nations formed a collective defense initiative. Every nation contributed resources. NASA, SpaceX, and a dozen other agencies started building weapons, shields, evacuation ships, some to fight, some to run, some to hide. Nobody knew if any of it would work, but we were trying. Millbrook became famous overnight, the town where the warning came from, the place where one person chose memory over victory. I became famous too, the man who broke destiny, the news called me. Interviews, talk shows, book deals, everyone wanted to hear the story. I turned them all down. Instead, I reopened Cooper's Fix-It, went back to repairing toasters and radios and broken lawnmowers, because that's what I was good at, fixing things that could be fixed, accepting that some things couldn't.
Jake still worked at the grocery store. We had lunch together every day, just like before. Carol still baked pies every Thursday, still asked if I was eating properly. Mr. Grant still yelled at kids for walking on his grass. Life in Millbrook continued, but we knew it was temporary. Everything was temporary now. One afternoon, about 6 months after the collectors left, I found something in my garage, buried under old boxes where I'd first found Cale. A second message, not from Cale, from the Destiny Key itself, preserved in a piece of the alien metal that had survived. I touched it. The final vision came. I saw timelines, thousands of them, millions, every possible version of Earth facing the collectors. In some, we won, built technology that drove them away, found allies among other species they'd tried to harvest, discovered weaknesses in their systems. In some, we lost, quickly, quietly, completely. In most, we fought and lost, but did it on our terms, with dignity, with hope, with memory. The vision faded, the metal went cold. I buried it in the desert next to Cale's grave, then drove back to Millbrook and opened the shop. Mrs. Patterson's lawnmower needed a new spark plug. The library's laptop still needed that part. Tom Bradley wanted his radio fixed before winter. Small problems, fixable problems, the kind I understood. Outside the shop window, I could see people going about their lives. Some looked up at the sky more often now. Some built bunkers in their backyards. Some planted gardens, determined to enjoy whatever time remained. Jake walked in with sandwiches. "Still saving the world, one toaster at a time?" he asked. "Someone has to." We ate lunch, talked about nothing important, made plans for the weekend. Because that's what you do when you know the end is coming. You live anyway. You fix what can be fixed. You remember what matters, and you refuse to let the inevitability of death steal the meaning from life. The collectors would return someday, maybe in my lifetime, maybe long after. But when they came, they'd face something they'd never faced before, a universe that remembered how to fight back. Not because we could win, but because some things are worth doing even when you know you'll lose. Like repairing a broken lawnmower in a small desert town, like having lunch with your best friend, like choosing hope over certainty. The Destiny Key was gone, but its message remained, and that was enough. So what would you have done in Danny's position? Would you have used the Destiny Key to save Varos, tried to save Earth, or made the same choice Danny did? Drop your thoughts in the comments below.